How about now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yes, I think we're working. Oh my God. Hey, hi. Mercury is in retrograde. Oh my God. It's been it's been a long year this week. How's everybody doing? Um, Let me say hi to some people. Sorry about the technical difficulties. That's what happens when you're a boomer. Hey, Bird of Proof, how are you, sweetheart? The local my life. Six Sense Amelia, Kia Ora. Um, Queen Bella, I put you in a blue dress. Hope you don't mind. Hey, voice for the voiceless. How are you, voices? Peppermint mocha. Oh, how's your foot, babe? Um, was it broken or what's going on? That's an awful, awful thing. Hey, Steph B. Thanks for being here, sweetheart. I appreciate it. Alexander, hi. I have a cat that won't leave me alone. T. Kelly, how are ya? We're gonna have to have you come up here and sing one day, baby. Lake Michigan, hey, haven't seen you in a while. Who else do we have? BC, hi, sweetheart. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming in. Willow. Oh, now there's a handsome young man. Earth Exposure Files. Hey, baby. FARQ, hi. I always laugh when I say that, FARQ. Um, it's a little PG way of cussing. Mm, okay. Hey, B Tim. Hi, sweetheart. I hate you. Good Guppy. Hi. Hey, so I kind of posted a question up here that if you had a superpower that only worked on YouTube, what would it be? Got some really good responses here. Burden says from the movie Liar Liar with Jim Carrey um, that he was forced to speak only truths, like when trying to say that the pen was red when in fact it was blue. He was forced to say royal blue. Oh, Earth, you hate me more than me? I don't think so. Um, yeah, so let's see. I would want to force all the lies to be turned into truths. So when anyone attempts to say something hateful, it is turned into something kind. Oh, that's really sweet. So if they don't like someone and they know if they, oops, I lost it. Hang on. Oh, here we go. Know if they try to speak unkind about them, it will turn into something nice. Of course, they wouldn't want to compliment them. I feel people would begin to practice this saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. It reminds me of Thumper from the movie Bambi. Hi, Revival. How are you, sweetheart? Thanks for coming in. Um, let's see what else we got. The local my life. The superpower I would want would be for people to be able to see through drama, for people to see the unemotional truth just based on facts on all sides for themselves so they could make informed decisions. That's really good. Yeah, so the first one is makes me think of Wonder Woman's golden lasso, where she would wrap it around people and they would have to tell her the truth. Oh, I could think of so many ways that could come in handy, especially with people like Letitia Stout. Six Sense Amelia. If I could have a superpower, it would be to fly like a royal albatross. Kind of basic. Albatross. Um, let's see. As someone who worked in social work for over 25 years plus trauma myself, I know this too well. Yeah. Um, I am obviously in shambles. I hope Shambles here. Are you here, Shambles? A question for chat as we await for the beautiful grandma. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I didn't check any of my stuff beforehand, and of course it was wrong. What are you most looking forward to as weather gets warmer? Um, Not being cold. Yeah. Oh, my kid's coming home from college, and fire pit nights with them is what I'm looking forward to. I love that. Kayaking and veggie gardening. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to catch up with chat. You guys are great. You're so interactive. While we're waiting on Grandma to get her ish together, please make sure to like this stream. We're all saying hello. God, everybody's so haha. Yes, I laugh every time I say "fark you." I love that. Um, oh, here we go. Here's one. The superpower I would like to have is be able to slap Letitia Stout in the back of the head. Yeah, I agree with you there, Allie. Hey, Rick, how are you? Natasha, I can understand sometimes finding humor in all the tragedy we cover, but some folks live and thrive off of drama. Isn't that the truth? I think there's a whole community on YouTube called the drama community. Oh, here we go. Natasha. My superpower would be I want to be able to get all the top stories shared to everyone everywhere, especially the missing, so we could get positive results instead of sad results. Yeah, that is a great one. Hey, Deets, how are you, sweetheart? Thanks for coming in. Yes, keep it beachy. We'll do Grandma After Dark one of these days. So, oh God, yeah, my superpower would be to make people tell the truth, like the Harry Potter Veritas serum. You know, I don't know why people have to exaggerate things or twist what's going on to, this is only YouTube, guys. This is only YouTube, okay? It's not real life. And I know that a lot of us, YouTube is real life, but no, it's not. It's not. It's not. And this is not a new thing. This is not a new thing with people alarming other people and causing drama. And, I mean, the news has had this thing, if it bleeds, it leads. Because basically we all want the salacious details, Yesterday, after the shooting at the mall, evidently an aerial shot of some of the bodies that were covered from the people that were victimized by this guy. And, everybody came out saying, oh, it's horrible, but then it shared all over Twitter like it was dandelions in my yard. And, so we try to be all PC and everything and say, oh, that's a horrible thing. We shouldn't do that. Uh, I see it in comments all the time, especially like during these trials with the West boys and Lori Vallow and Letitia Stout, where people say, well, I would never take my eyes off my child, or I would never do this, that, or the other thing. Bitch, please. You don't know what you would do. You're not in that situation. The thing is that, we think about the right things to do, what we would and wouldn't do. And, but, and we could share that we're disgusted by the fact that, this child was in a cage like Ariel Sellers and she wasn't fed and she had broken limbs because, she was beaten. Um, but, oh, geez, I don't know. I think I spend all my time saying why. Why? Oh, tube shocker fist. What is that? Not a new thing. Yep, yep. Go in real life with a lot more hitting below the belt. Oh, sorry. That's my cat. Sorry. He knows that I'm kind of stressed out today. Mercury's in Gatorade, and it's a full moon, which I guess Friday was a full moon, and it happens 3 days before and 3 days after, whatever. So we're all, we have emotional lycanthropy. Well, we all turned into emotional werewolves and go crazy. Oh, hibiscus tree. What happened? Something else bad just happened today, but I have to go look because I'm on Tylenol with codeine. I forgot already. Another shooting of some kind. Oh my God. Yes, voices. And it was a lunar eclipse. A little while ago, a car drove through a group of people. Pretty sure there are some less than favorable photos out there. Jeez Louise. Oh, okay. Hey, Mountain Violets, how are ya? Hi. Yes, we are. Not sure how I found you, but I'm glad I did. Thanks. Welcome, honey. Welcome. Appreciate that. So, yeah, there's been more shootings than there have been days this year. I was just kind of Googling stuff and whatnot. There's been 199 shootings of four people or more in 2023. And figure we're in May. So we've had 16, oh God, mathing. 30, 60, 127 days this year so far. Does that sound about right? So that's more than one a day. And it's just crazy. And nobody has the answer. I don't think that taking everybody's guns away is the right idea. Um, Basically, because America was built upon going against a corrupt government that didn't care. And the whole purpose of our Constitution was to make sure that before we had an army and official Marines and all that stuff, that the everyday citizens could rise up and protect themselves, protect our country. That's kind of changed over the years because we do have the army and whatnot. But so I don't think taking guns away from everybody is a great idea because, what if the Chinese invade or aliens or zombies? You know, Everybody makes fun of the redneck until it's a zombie apocalypse. But yeah, I just, when people say, I know, nope, not gonna go down that rabbit hole. Not gonna go down that rabbit hole. You know, I, and I think it all boils down to mental health. Mental health. It says, remember George Floyd? Well, after the death of George Floyd, more than 10, or excuse me, 8 in 10 Americans, 83% of everybody surveyed, hey, True Texan, say the future of our nation is a significant source of stress. And the previous high was reported in 2018 in the Stress in America annual survey, when nearly 7 in 10 Americans, that's only 69%, reported the same. Petty Joe, hi, or Petty J, hi. Um, so we have a persistent drumbeat that happens day in, day out, whether we're aware of it or not. And you know what? I kind of want to do a tinfoil hat thing, maybe sometime next week, because I'm looking into, I think that all the cell phones, all the Wi Fi and stuff are making us crazy because people We move forward with all this technology and all that stuff, and we have no idea really what happens with it. Yeah. Woohoo, tinfoil hat day. Yes, we'll talk about that. So think about that. Wi-Fi signals and how it messes with our brain's electricity or the whatever. So I am not, like I said, not really prepared because it's been a week. Most of you know that I'm on for some channels. Oh, so it was a driver that intentionally hit a crowd, like that parade guy with his car. Not a gun incident. Sorry. It's still crazy. It's still crazy. Everybody. Yeah. We just can't seem to get rid of it. So I don't know, guys. And I am not a licensed anything. I tell you that all the time. I'm not a licensed professional. I am not a PhD in anything. I'm just I've been around on the earth a long time, long, long time. Daryl Brooks copycatter, yeah. But so these things that we talk about here are just they're just talking points. They're things to think about, maybe do some introspection, help out ourselves, that sort of thing. So oh, hey, you're an LPN. Cool, Natasha. But so thinking about the mental health thing, and people say, "Oh, I licensed professional nut." You got me. Yes. So this is the borough, and I'm your borough reporter. Grab a sherry, and the borough is a nice, safe, warm place to talk about some things that might be uncomfortable. Just to hang out and drink some wine, or smoke some weed, or take some gummies, whatever, and just chill, just to take it down a notch. Uh, so, so anyway, um, now this is what I want to talk about. Have you ever had a laceration, like a big cut or a burn? And I know Peppermint is going through that right now. Peppermint, did you tell me how your foot is doing? Because I've been worried. Yes, PTSD from last night. God, I'm gonna bring you up in a little bit, Peppermint. Oh, you sprained it. Good, good, good. Yeah. Uh, Peppermint had a. Well, I won't say. It's not mine to say. But anyway, a big deep cut. Maybe you needed stitches on it, or like I got second-degree burns, sunburn, when I was in my teens. I fell asleep on the beach with my friends, and I was on my stomach, and I fell asleep, and it was kind of overcast, and I knew it was bad, but I mean, I have scars on my arms, y'all, from where I was sunburned. Um, one on my face and both sides of my mouth. Oh, oh. Dog tried to attack my dog, and I fell trying to save her. Yeah, I'm real squirrely today. Squirrel. So, I'll try to get through this. But anyway, so you get the laceration or the sunburn or whatever the thing is, and your body goes through the natural process of healing. And then if it's really bad, you end up with a scar. Like I said, I have scars on my arms. I have scars on my finger. I also have arthritis in that my right index finger because I was in a karate tournament and I punched a girl in the mouth during sudden death. And it was Julie. I hated her. She was like my arch nemesis. But anyway, she pissed me off, and I punched her in the mouth. And basically, when I withdrew my finger, um, the underside of my finger ripped on her teeth. and it broke. So, hey, Wyoming Adventures. Hi, sweetheart. Oh my God. Attacked on the throat. Had to have emergency surgery, so I'm traumatized. Oh, sweetheart, I am so sorry. Our fur babies mean everything. Oh my God. But back to what we're talking about. So, you heal, and if it heals well, great. But what if there was like an infection underneath? And what if it wasn't properly cared for? Will it heal without much scarring? What happened to Julie? I'm sorry. I'm trying to get better at reading the chat. Um, but yeah, perfect. Exactly where I was going, Boot Hill. Natasha. I got so many scars on my physical body, and they just about add up to the emotional scars. And that's where I'm going here, is emotional scars. We have an innate lizard brain, if you will, just to survive, to get through stuff, right? And our survival mode is to suppress or deny emotions, to get through it. And so, because of that, we have a lot of unprocessed grief and pain and rage. And we've delayed our trauma processing. And we can kind of see evidence in this by our triggers. The triggers that evoke an immediate emotional or psychological response, such as pain, anxiety, stress, tension, dissociation, or extreme discomfort. Because most of us walk through every day feeling like everything is a threat and that we're just on DEFCON shambles every day and nothing is trusted, but there's pure action that happens. And as we're going through life and we see we're getting upset and we're getting angry and all these things, and some of these things we think that we're done with them. They're over, they're behind me. Far more than my physical. Yeah. Hey, Nil in the Wind, how are you? Thanks for coming in, sweetheart. I appreciate it. Oh my gosh, I got 33 in the house. Woo! Please hit the like. Grandma's not doing a giveaway this month. I'm sorry. But we'll kind of pop that on you every once in a while because I love doing that. Oh, what is that? A lot of people on the spectrum catastrophize. I do. Yeah, me too, Amelia. Me too. Um, so what we were talking about here is, and I wanted to share this. I'm so bad at sharing. Oh, for crying out loud. Oh, technical difficulties. Hang on. Hang on. I wanted to talk to you about fight, flight, fear, and fawn. Most of us have heard this. A lot of us just leave it at fight, flight, and fear. Fawn is actually something new. It probably within the last, I don't know, 10 years or so. And it was coined by a doctor called Phoebe Prevey. Phoebe Prevey. Isn't that cool? I'm probably saying that totally wrong. Yeah. Sorry. Like I said, not really good at reading chat. Here we go. let's share this thing. So what I wanted to do was talk about, because when we think about fight, flight, freeze, and fawn, we kind of know that, right? We know that you know the basics of it. Fight is like, if the tiger is going to eat Kyle, then Kyle is going to fight the tiger, or Kyle is going to try to flight. He's going to try to run away from the tiger, right? Or freeze. Kyle is going to freeze and pretend that the tiger can't see him. Or fawn, and that would be trying to convince the tiger not to eat him. Oh yeah, you were going for a walk to feed sheep. Um, it says stop sharing, but I don't see it sharing. No, I don't. Oh, you know what? Let me stop this. Ah, there it is. There it is. So I want to translate the fight, flight, freeze, and fawn into our everyday lives and what that actually looks like. So when you're in survival mode and whatnot, the fight could be something. This says irritability, anger, aggression, moving toward. You move towards something to attack it. So that could be something like sending that nasty email to your boss, or yelling at your neighbor, or coming unglued in a chat room. That happens so often. And then, of course, flight. We really don't think about it, but if we hide away from things because of anxiety or fear or panic, um, avoiding things, chronic worry, perfectionism, that's the what if. And those are both sympathetic nervous system things. They're just automatically happening. And of course, the freeze is the dorsal vagal system. And that's where you just collapse. You just feel like you can't do anything. You don't shower anymore, and you can't pay attention. And hi, Norse Code. Welcome, sweetheart. Thanks for coming in. Um, Spacing out, dissociation. That's kind of a bingo word this week because of Letitia Stout. Her defense is dissociative identity disorder. With multiple personalities, right? But do you know of ways that you dissociate every day? I want an answer in the chat if you could, please. How do you dissociate every day? Okay. My mother is an overt malignant narcissist. In order to survive, I've used fawn just to keep her appeased. She's rarely appeased. I also use fight with her to make her back off. Yeah, there's a whole lot of messed up stuff going on in the world. But okay, so how do you dissociate? Have you ever been talking with someone or listening to something or whatever, and your mind goes somewhere else, and you have to say, "Wait, huh? What'd you say? I'm sorry." It's actually dissociating. When you're driving along and you're not paying attention to your driving, and you realize, 5, 10 seconds later, wow, I'm not aware of where I am. That's disassociating. Of course, it's also connected to trauma, where You might go through something horrifying or that really injures you, and you don't remember it until you start to heal. Yeah, I think most people are a total fawn. Oh, find anything to use to check out of life. Not doing away with yourself, right? Yeah, but you know, distracting yourself, disassociate with it. Revival makes jokes. I love jokes. Yeah, I stare into space when I disassociate. Exactly. Being on the spectrum, I've been called a space cadet more times than I know. And I might be a little ADHD. I don't know. Hey, Rockabit Jake, how are you? Listening and watering, perfect thing for spring. But in all my oh my God, report cards from elementary school says she's a really bright girl, but she doesn't pay attention, or she can't sit still, or all of that. And that was just my way of handling it. But of course, then the fourth thing here is fawn. And most of us are used to this, especially people like Norse and me. Oh, you're on the spectrum too? Hey, Norse Code. Good to hear. May the All Father bless you. So, fawn, of course, is people pleasing, avoiding the conflict, prioritizing others and their needs over our own, difficulty saying no, and setting boundaries is hard because basically we want to do everything we possibly can to avoid that trauma again, to avoid the going through the shit again. Grandma Sherry, I'm always told I'm fucked. This is that my thinking is. Oh, you're on the spectrum? Hey, hey. Neurodivergence, neurodivergence. Um, yeah, Natasha, I have to say that I disassociate from all the drama going on in my life by using YouTube. Exactly. Joke makes tigers laugh. And maybe the tigers won't eat. Hopefully they won't eat Kyle. I'm never going to put myself in that situation with the saber-toothed tigers eating me. Um, yeah. So the whole purpose here is to recognize, just to be a little introspective, to stop when we have those emotions that overwhelm us, when we're having anxiety, when we're having fear. One of the things I've heard so much this week is about the Oklahoma 7 incident, where the two girls went over to their friend's house. Ivy and Brittany went over to their friend's house for a sleepover. And of course, they ended up being murdered by a nasty pedophile. And as we get more details, as the family members are talking, as the former victims are talking, we're just getting more and more details about how scuzzy this guy is, and then we think, God, I can't let my kid go sleep anywhere else. They can't stay time with friends, you know. Yeah, he did not register. He was a sex offender, spent 16 years in jail for rape, and I'm not monetized, so I'll just say all the words. But and he was released early, even though he had another charge while he was in prison of contacting and soliciting a minor over text messages. It's just a mess. And if you guys aren't familiar with what I'm talking about, there's a couple of really good YouTube channels like Burden of Proof. Burden Sweetheart, if you're here, can you drop your link for me? Burden of Proof has covered this. Joneson has covered it. And so has Kate Does Crime. She covered it. Oh, and Deets on the Street covered it as well. So I'm just telling you people that I trust because some other channels go out of their way with wild speculation, and that's just lying. So, I'm going to endorse the people that I have history with and um, that I trust. But anyway, the whole thing is that we just we look at everything, and people who had a perfect life growing up did not have a perfect life growing up. Lighting the way home for the vanish. Hi, PJ. How are you? Oh, you say them anyway, Deets? Not sure why creators censor them. My streams always turn black. Back to green even after saying them. Okay. Yes, thank you. There's Burden of Proof. Y'all go and sub up to her because she's like really fantastic. Very sweet. And she gives you so much details. Um, hey. Oh, PJ's another one too. Lighting the Way Home for the Vanished. She does a lot of missing children and has been very, very involved in the Harmony Montgomery case. So she's another good one. If my mods could maybe find PJ's Lighting the Way Home for the Vanished, that would be great. But Squirrel, yeah. So basically, what I just wanted to talk to you guys about is, and if you notice, this is kind of a theme that runs through everything, is because the only person that we get to spend time with every day is ourselves, 24/7. If I go to prison, the only person going to prison with me is me. Okay? So the only way we can start improving our lives and having more peace, and that's kind of a ripple effect that happens out to the people around us. Sometimes we're not even aware of it. But when you realize that you're stressing too much, or you're crying too much, or you're isolating yourself socially or whatever, stop and try to figure out. Thank you, Steph B. Appreciate it. Um, Stop it and try to figure out why, and that goes back to our feelings wheel. I'm angry. Why am I angry? Do I feel I'm disappointed? Was I disrespected? You know, and I say this every time as well. Seek professional help, please. Seek professional help because so many things that we've gone through, especially in our childhood, we don't know that things are wrong when we're a kid. Going back to Letitia Stout, her daughter Harley, um, she was told, don't tell anybody these things. And, she's a kid. She says, okay, I won't. Or the West boys, they were told, evidently, Orrin supposedly died in bed. And then the West's oldest boy was told, don't tell anybody, not even your brothers and sisters. We'll take care of it. And at that age, he was probably, what, 10 then? They don't know that it's wrong. I mean, they know that somebody dying is wrong, but they don't know how to process a body. A kid doesn't know. You call 911 and then they take them down to the hospital and do an autopsy and then you have a funeral. Kids don't know that stuff. The little guys didn't even know, where they were going when they went to go talk to the lady after the police picked them up from their grandma's house. So, we don't know until later on that these things are wrong, and oh, let me get rid of that. Hey, um, yeah, we don't know that these things are wrong. And until we get older and we realize, hey, you know what? Maybe my uncle touchy feely happy time was not good. That I was abused. And it's not a suck it up, pull it up by your bootstraps and walk on type of a thing. Those things need to be dealt with because just like that laceration or a scar, if it wasn't properly treated, that's actually like an emotional sepsis running through your body, your emotional body. And sometimes, hey, Emmy, hi, sweetheart. Um, and sometimes that emotional, the grief and the unprocessed pain and rage and hurt and fear, all of that stuff is making our decisions for us in the back of our brains. And we're not even aware of it, you know. So, like I said, I'm just kind of all over the place today. Hey, we did rabbit drills, squirrel. But one of the things I wanted to help you, I saw up here, Nell in the Wind said journaling helps free. Yes, and I'm at a point where my hands are so achy and arthritis-y and stuff, I can't read my own writing. So I do it in notes, like voice notes on my phone, and I let it rip. Whatever's on my brain, this is for me, not for posterity. I'm sure if the FBI came in and reviewed them later, they'd worry. But the whole purpose is just for me to get everything out. And so I do it in the voice notes. And then I wait. I let it sit. And I allow myself to chill out. And then like a week later or something, or sometimes a month later, I go back and I re-listen to it. And I see, oh, thanks, Rick. So sorry you had to go through that. Um, I go back and I see where was I and have I made progress on this and what things I need to focus on to heal. And that's hard for me too. Yeah, I like the smoke too. Um, and I like northern lights because remember I told you I lived in Alaska for a while. I am like so in love with the aurora borealis. That could be a whole like hanging out talking about thing, Alaska. But for us to realize that we do have these things that weren't healed, that we've just kind of glossed over. We're surviving, we're making do, we're doing the thing. But if when we have these things that pop up, the triggers that pop up, to stop it and embrace that, to feel your feelings, because it's okay to not be okay. It's okay. And sometimes, oh, this is a good one. Sometimes they show up as something that doesn't seem to be even related to the situation at all. Okay. Um, and I'll give you an example of this. Uh, between 18 and probably 21, I had 7 family members die. Okay. And these were important people, like, my brother and my mom and my grandma, who I thought was the only person that really loved me, and she died. And, I had my grandfather died, and it was just, it was crazy, 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 crazy. And after the third funeral, I stopped crying. And so we're talking about 7 or 8 years later, I'm at a Mary Kay meeting. Yeah, I used to sell Mary Kay. That was a big thing back then. But I was at a Mary Kay meeting and they were talking about all of the yay, you're doing great, and whatnot. And I was in the yay, you're doing great, and here's some cheap ass thing to make you think that you're doing fabulous. Um, and I burst out crying. And it wasn't just, oh, I'm so touched. Yeah, it wasn't that. It was freaking the fuck out. And so the Mary Kay leader, whatever she was called, director, takes me outside, and she told me specifically, she says, this is um, this is not appropriate. She says, I think you're processing some grief. And of course, I thought she was nuts because that was like 7 or 8 years ago. But that's the way it came out. So when you have those things, when you have those things that happen to you in life, and just stop and look at them, because like I said, you're the only person you get to spend 24 hours a day with. You're the only person that is there for you all the time. Your heart is working for nobody but you, and your lungs are working for nobody but you, and your brain is working for nobody but you. So you have to take care of you. Did you say, Natasha? This is about how I am now. I bawled my eyes out for the past week so much that I'm tearless now. And it's not that it doesn't hurt, but I just can't cry anymore. Hey, NorCal girl, welcome in, sweetheart. You know, um, and that's it. Allow yourself to feel your emotions. Allow yourself to be human. Take care of yourself so that you have something to pour out for somebody else. And I talked about this way too long. Um, so in my end credits and in the description of this video, there's resources to reach out to for issues with domestic violence or sexual assault or child abuse, or if you're having a thing where you just don't want to be on the earth anymore and you're feeling kind of hopeless, and like the only way out is to relieve everybody of the burden that you are. And I've been there, babies. I've been there. And so there's like 988 and the SAMHSA mental health hotline and substance abuse hotline. These things are not an answer, but they will help direct you to where you can find answers. Because healing isn't a path, okay? It's not a one step after the other and yay, I conquered today. Healing is a roller coaster. Woo, I'm at the top of the thing, and then oh my freaking God, I'm back in DEFCON shambles. So I wanted to share that with you because there's so many feels, there's so many things going on. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Mel. Much needed on this right white whatever. Okay. Much needed on these YouTube streets lately. Thank you, Graham. Hugs, sweetheart. Hey, Ramblin' Rome. Hi. There's always replay crew, baby. Please make sure to smash the like for me. Yeah, I'd like to grow my channel, but that's not really that important uh, because I get to talk to you guys. I get to hang out and just love you and know that I'm here. I'm to help as much as I can. And basically what I do is I just share what's on my mind and my heart. You know, it's like going over to grandma's house and just let her ramble on the same stories over and over again. I just love you guys being here. Oh, love you too, Earth. Thank you so much. Yeah, and sometimes we just need a little bit of a detox, an emotional cleansing, a saging, whatever you want to call. But yeah, so I'm thinking maybe Tuesday, Tuesday or Thursday might be a good day, and then we could talk tinfoil hat stuff, fun stuff. Let's talk about how Wi-Fi's are affecting our brain. Um, I like that. I'll be looking forward to that. Um, so I really don't think I have anything else. I you have no idea how much this helps me. And of course, next week with the tinfoil hat, it'll be open panel. So, if you don't have your tinfoil hat, we will have some available by the drink counter on the way in. Yeah, I want it to be a safe space, Steph. I really do. I'm trying not to cry. I just want this to be a calming, safe space. Yes, Natasha. I too am praying we get a verdict tomorrow. I was so sick to my stomach on Friday because I thought they would go out, they would have lunch and come back 15 minutes later. And when the stout jury had to, finish out the day and then they're coming back on Monday, I wanted to throw up. I did. My tinfoil hats can eventually be used as serving trays. Hey, me too, babe. Me too. Um, I try to I try to stay objective and realist, but I'm just of the opinion that there's a lot of stuff out there we don't know about. A whole lot of stuff. Considering the fact that it wasn't too long ago that we thought uh, people who got sick from rye poisoning was caused by witches, and the hand servant Tituba was naked in the forest doing stuff, so we had to burn and hang people. So you know what? I'm not all that impressed with science because I really think there's something else out there. Um, but I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna play my outro. I love you guys so much. You mean so much to me, and you need to realize that you mean a lot to everybody else too. Okay? I have I have this thing I wanted to share with you guys. Hopefully I'll pull it up. Yes. Okay, I have these goofy ass cards. They're called affirmators. Affirmators. And there we go. So they're self-help cards, but without all the self-helpiness, you know? And I like them because they're kind of snarky and stuff. And so the one I pulled today is called Joyville, and it's no judgment. It says, I release myself from any and all judgments. I find my inner critic, I call him into my office, and I tell him he'd take a vacation. And as it leaves the room, I let out a sigh and begin to enjoy the joy of simply being. Who hired that guy anyway? Who hired that self critic? He's an asshole. So be nice to yourself, talk to yourself, love yourself. Hey, nonsense. Oh my God, I'm so fangirling. I love nonsense. But yeah, so take care of yourself, be nice to yourself, and know that grandma loves you, and I'll see you sometime this week. Mwah!